Martins, and on the couch with us right now we have Keith Martin, and he is here with Appalachian State University, but he's going to talk to us a little bit about the High Country celebration, or excuse me, High Country Shakespeare celebration. So thank you so much for being here.
Oh, it's great being here again. Thanks. You do such a great job of helping us get the word out to your viewers.
Well, thank you.
Well, this whole project started about 2.5 years ago in the fall of 2011. When a group of about 2 to 3 dozen theaters in the High Country, can you imagine there are that many producing theater organizations, came together to form something called the High Country Theater League, HCTL. And we're trying to find a project that was big enough for everyone to participate in on an equal basis. And we thought, and a couple of meetings later, we came back with the realization that this April 23rd will mark the 450th anniversary of the birth of William Shakespeare. And so we conceived a High Country Shakespeare celebration. It takes place from literally St. Patrick's Day through Mother's Day of this year, because even though his birthday is on April 23rd, we needed a lot more time in the calendar for things to be done without butting up against each other. So the first event that opens, I think, is like 3 days after the celebration starts on March the 20th with the production of Love's Labour's Lost, one of Shakespeare's early comedies. That'll be done at App State in the Department of Theater. And it goes all the way through until Mother's Day. Some of my favorite events on this schedule are 2 original pieces that'll be done. You're thinking an original piece being done for a Shakespeare celebration for somebody who was born 450 years ago, but it's true. There's a local playwright whose name is Derek Davidson. He and his wife Karen Sabo have a company called Invisible Theater, and they're doing an original production called Kill Will. You may remember the Kill Bill movies of a decade or so ago. And they're taking all of the fights and all of the stage combat and all of the murders and assassinations that take place in the course of Shakespeare's 37 plays and putting them in a single night's entertainment to demonstrate that when the pen is not mightier than the sword and out come the foils, this is what happened. There's a women's theater troupe that just started last fall that's doing a production called Women of Will, A Part Equal to Men. And Derek Davidson is writing something for them that has all of Shakespeare's great heroines in a single play with continuity dialogue. There are numerous other productions like Kiss Me Kate that is being done at Appalachian State University with the School of Music, Department of Theater and Dance, Office of Arts and Cultural Programs, and that happens on April, I think it's 11th through the 13th. But there are productions all over. One of my favorite events, the one I'm looking forward to, is at Lees McRae College in Banner Elk. They're doing a day in the life of Shakespeare, and it's like a mini Renaissance festival, Renaissance fair. And it's on a Saturday. It's going to be a gorgeous week in late March, and everyone will go to Banner Elk and just see what it was like in the day of Shakespeare.
How neat is that?
Isn't it fun? It
is, definitely. So now how long has this been going on?
Well, we've been planning it for about 2 years.
Okay.
Quite frankly, and people just keep piling on. Not a week passes by that I don't get another email of someone saying, we're doing this, we're doing that, we're doing the other. And when you think of the High Country, we're an expanded definition, which very much mirrors your viewership. We go as far as Burnsville and Parkway Playhouse over in Mitchell County. We go down to Lenoir and pick up a lot of those wonderful groups in Caldwell County. There's several Wilkes County theater companies that are participating in the event, and of course the ones here in the High Country with which we're more familiar.
Very nice.
Not just theater.
Yeah.
One of the more unique events is being done by the High Country Audubon Society, and at the Daniel Boone Historical Gardens they're doing Birds of the Bard.
Oh.
It's a day-long adventure where they talk about birds that are mentioned in Shakespeare's plays and sonnets and letters that are indigenous to the High Country. And so they have Curtis Smalling with the Audubon Society, this part of the state, giving a tour and using the botanical gardens, and I think that's pretty cool.
Absolutely. You know, we all hear about Shakespeare because we learn about that in school. I remember learning about that in high school and stuff. But it's great that they can kind of put things together like in productions and things like this, because I know that if I see stuff, I get more out of it than just reading it out of a book.
Exactly right.
So.
And again, this is written for the page, but it's meant for the stage. So a lot of Shakespeare's works coming to life. There are a lot of neat things that are happening internally. There's a school that's studying Taming the Shrew, so they can come see Kiss Me Kate, which is based upon Taming of the Shrew. You know, you've got the Romeo and Juliets and West Side Stories. I think we're up to like 26 or 27 events, and we're just adding on the calendar every day.
That is wonderful.
Isn't it fun?
It is. So how much planning has gone into something like this?
The neat thing about it is that it doesn't cost anything for the participating organizations to join the celebration. They're doing all of these events as part of their normal subscription season. And so they're just doing it at the same time. That's what makes it unique. But even on Shakespeare's birthday, we're having not one but two Bard birthday bashes. There's going to be one at our wonderful library at App State, where they're going to be opening things in the collection that date back to the era in which Shakespeare lived. All of the books about Shakespeare and many of the original editions that they have of Shakespeare's work. And they have a little birthday cake and things like that. And then later that same day, this is April 23rd, by the way, his birthday. He born and died on the same day.
Okay. I did not know that. I
Yes,
probably learned
April
about it.
23rd. I know you can do it all. 1564 to 1616. But the Boone Mall is going to host a High Country Bard Birthday Bash. And we're going to have little excerpts from the performances of as many of these productions as we can get to them all. From like 5:30 to 7 that evening, or 5 to 6:30 I think it is, there'll be a birthday cake with the Bard, and you'll have excerpts from all of these shows. One of the numbers that's being done frequently is the hit show-stopping number from Kiss Me Kate called Brush Up Your Shakespeare, which is sung by two gangsters. So we're going to get their act together and put them on the road. They'll kind of be like our ambassadors for the celebration.
Perfect.
Isn't it fun?
Yeah, so I take it that it's going to be right there in the middle of the mall.
Right there in the middle of the mall, where you do your remote broadcast every holiday season.
Okay.
Exact same place. As a matter of fact, it was your broadcast on remote that we thought, wow, this space might actually work.
Oh, well, I'm
they've
so
got
glad
the tables and chairs. It's your idea.
Yeah, well, I'm so glad we could help you out there.
We're stealing it.
Well, that's all right.
So they've been so cooperative, and the merchants of the mall are going to be providing, some door prizes and gift certificates, and the restaurants and the food outlets in the mall are providing hospitality for the event, and a big cake that's being made with our little logo that I think your viewers can see on this screen.
Absolutely. So now, is this a ticketed event or is it a free event?
That's a free event. And each of the participating theaters have their own ticketing system, so it varies. But we've set up a website, which I think Max can put on the screen for you. But if they go to highcountryshakespeare.org, they'll see an article that appeared. This is the feature story in the current edition of Carolina Mountain Life. It is the winter 13-14 issue that details many of the works that are being done. There's a Shakespeare symposium for scholars. There's a literary thing being done at the library. There's so many things going on. We almost can't keep up with them.
I bet so. Now, the production that is going to be at ASU, is that a
Correct.
ticket event?
There are ticket events, both Love's Labor's Lost in the Department of Theater and Dance, and then at the beautiful newly renovated Schaefer Center will be Kiss Me Kate. So but there's some free events. There's a free Shakespeare symposium. The Day in the Life of Shakespeare is free of charge. The Birds of the Bard is free of charge at the Botanical Gardens. I think there's a suggested donation to help them with their good work. And of course, the party is on the day of the actual birth. All of that's free of charge.
Well, that is great. So now, we just started 2014. So
Correct.
looking into 2014, what are some of your goals over in the theater department? Do you have some stuff going on?
Well, we have lots of things going on, but the wonderful thing about the Shakespeare celebration is that we're going to be seeing some crossover audiences. So say you're a regular participant at group productions at Ensemble Stage and Blowing Rock. You're going to be sitting in that theater and you'll be reading their playbill or have an insert or some lobby flyers about a Shakespeare work at the theater with which you might not be familiar. It's the cross-marketing, cross-promotion that we hope the end result will be a greater awareness of the depth and breadth and sheer numbers of theaters that exist here in the High Country area, as well as I think people will be very surprised by the quality of the work being produced on local stages. And it's everywhere. We have a children's theater troupe, we've got high schools participating, we've got college and universities, professional companies. It runs the entire gamut of theater.
Okay, well now Kiss Me Kate, you were talking about at the Schaefer Center.
Correct.
Can you tell us just a little bit without giving us a whole lot of information?
Well, we'll be back. I think we're going to be doing a program on April 11th about that, so we can tell your viewers then. But it's a very famous Cole Porter musical that was revived quite successfully in 1999. And we're doing that version of the show because they trimmed about 45 minutes off the original 1948 version of the script. But every song is a winner. We talked about Brush Up Your Shakespeare, but Wunderbar, People Know So Well, Too Darn Hot is from Kiss Me Kate. It is literally the Cole Porter songbook in a single show.
Oh, that sounds like a lot of fun.
A large cast, over 3 dozen, and then we've got orchestra, we've got crew, backstage, etc. You'll be seeing the efforts of about 100 students
Wow.
at App State on stage, or in the pit, or behind the scenes in a single performance.
That's wonderful.
Isn't it
So I
wonderful?
would take that. Takes a lot of practice, or not really practice, but rehearsal.
For it all to come together. The last time the School of Music and the Department of Theater and Dance and Office of Arts and Cultural Programs collaborated, I think it was 1997 or 1999 on a production of The Pajama Game. So it takes a little while, to get it on the schedule, but we're hoping
Right.
this will set the standard, and we'll be doing collaborations and co-production of this nature much more often.
Right. Well, this sounds like a wonderful event. There's lots of going on, lots of free things, lots of ticketed events, that kind of thing. So tell us again what the website is if they need to get tickets.
The two places you can look, if you go to the current issue of Carolina Mountain Life, this is the winter 2014 issue. There's a complete listing of all the programs, but our website might be the most convenient place to go, and that's highcountryshakespeare.org. I think it's up there on the screen. So highcountryshakespeare.org for a complete listing of everything. And we'll be back. We've got a couple of more appearances here. We'll even bring some musical numbers and sing them for your viewers.
Oh, that would be great.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Yes, we always enjoy having you here. You talk about some of the wonderful things that are happening over at the theater at Appalachian State University.
And thank you for helping us get the word out.
Oh, thank you. And thank you so much for being with me today.
See you in the theater.
All right, sounds great. Thank you. And we'll be right back with more NTN Live in the Mountains.